Wilbur, Washington, was a small, quaint town nestled in the foothills of the Cascade Range. The people lived quiet, uneventful lives, and the biggest news typically involved the annual Pumpkin Festival or the occasional high school football victory. That was until Mayor Tom Fowkes, a man known for his eccentricity and passionate speeches, announced his re-election campaign with a promise no one expected: the legalization of Bigfoot hunting. The announcement came during a town hall meeting. Tom, a tall, broad-shouldered man in his late 50s, stood confidently at the podium, his graying hair and glasses giving him a scholarly appearance. "My fellow citizens of Wilbur," he began, "for years, we've heard tales and seen glimpses of the mysterious creatures lurking in our forests. It's time we take matters into our own hands. If re-elected, I vow to legalize Bigfoot hunting." The crowd erupted into a mix of laughter and murmurs. Most people dismissed the pledge as another one of Tom's wild ideas. Despite his track record of improving the town's infrastructure and boosting the local economy, this latest promise seemed too outlandish, even for him. "He's finally lost it," someone whispered. "Bigfoot hunting? Really?" The following days were filled with skepticism and ridicule. The local newspaper ran a front-page cartoon of Tom chasing after a Bigfoot with a butterfly net. Children mocked him in the streets, and even his closest allies advised him to drop the idea. "Tom, you're a great mayor," said his friend and campaign manager, Sarah Caldwell. "But this Bigfoot thing, it's a joke. You're going to lose votes." Tom was unfazed. He believed in the legends, having seen something inexplicable during a hunting trip in his youth. He knew that if he could just get people to take the threat seriously, they might understand. But the tide of public opinion seemed impossible to turn. The invasion. 1 week before the election, everything changed. It started with strange noises in the middle of the night, deep, guttural growls and eerie howls that echoed through the forests and into the town. Livestock went missing, and several pets were found mutilated. The townspeople, initially dismissive, began to worry. Then, on a cold autumn evening, the Bigfoot gang arrived. They came out of the woods like shadows, towering creatures with matted fur and eyes that glowed menacingly in the moonlight. There were at least a dozen of them, moving with a terrifying grace and coordination. The first attack was swift and brutal. The creatures descended upon a farmhouse on the outskirts of town, leaving nothing but destruction in their wake. By the time the townspeople realized what was happening, chaos had erupted. The Bigfoots moved through the streets, smashing windows, overturning cars, and dragging people into the darkness. Tom Fowkes knew this was his moment. He quickly organized an emergency meeting at the town hall, which now doubled as a makeshift command center. "Listen up, everyone," he shouted over the din of panic and confusion. "We need to band together if we're going to survive this. Those creatures are real, and they're here. We have to fight back." Under Tom's leadership, the townspeople armed themselves with whatever they could find: hunting rifles, baseball bats, kitchen knives. They set up barricades and organized patrols. Tom himself took charge of the main defensive line, standing shoulder to shoulder with the citizens who had once mocked him. For days, the battle raged on. The Bigfoots were relentless, attacking in waves, testing the defenses, and exploiting any weakness. Tom and his makeshift militia fought bravely, repelling attack after attack. The town hall became a fortress, and the community spirit that Tom had always championed shone through as people worked together to defend their homes. Tom quickly gained respect for his courage and leadership. Even the skeptics admitted that without his guidance, they would have been lost. But the cost was high. Each night brought more casualties, and the once peaceful town of Wilbur became a war zone. On the 5th night, the Bigfoots launched their most ferocious attack yet. Tom knew this was it, the final stand. Exhausted but determined, he rallied the remaining fighters. "This is our home," he shouted. "We can't let them take it from us. For Wilbur." The battle was brutal. The Bigfoots, driven by an unknown rage, broke through the outer defenses and stormed the town hall. Tom fought valiantly, but the sheer strength and numbers of the creatures were overwhelming. One by one, the defenders fell, until only a handful remained. In the final moments, Tom found himself face to face with the leader of the Bigfoot gang, a massive beast with scars crisscrossing its body. With a roar, it lunged at him. Tom, using the last of his strength, swung his axe, but the creature was too fast. It knocked him to the ground, its claws digging into his chest. As Tom's vision faded, he saw the last of his townspeople fall. The Bigfoots, victorious, let out triumphant howls that echoed through the night. The town of Wilbur, Washington, had become a graveyard. When dawn broke, the once vibrant town lay in ruins. The Bigfoots had disappeared back into the forest, leaving behind a scene of devastation. No one was left alive to tell the tale of what had happened. The streets were eerily silent, the buildings charred and broken. The legend of Wilbur's last stand would eventually become a ghost story, a cautionary tale told by those living near the Badger Mountains. Travelers passing through would speak of strange noises in the night and warn against venturing into the woods alone. But for those who had known the town, the memory of Tom Fowkes and his brave stand against the unimaginable would endure. He had fought not just for his re-election, but for his home and his people. In the end, he had proven his valor and leadership, even though it cost him everything. And so, the story of Wilbur, Washington, and its fight against the Bigfoot gang became a part of local lore, a chilling reminder of the mysteries that still lurk in the shadows of the world.